We now live? We are, aren't we? Hello, I'm just plugging in my audio, guys. Sorry, what am I now? 9 minutes late. So sorry, I'm just checking into a hotel and had to wait for the room for a few minutes. But I'm now here and we can now hear each other. Can you guys chat in the right-hand chat box and let me know if you can see and hear me okay? Just in the right-hand chat box would be great. And hopefully they will start coming through. You are now in office hours for, good, got you all coming through, wonderful. Office hours for Tuesday the 7th of March or Monday the 8th of March. Yay, hi guys. Well, nice and sunny where I am. It is just here at the Ritz-Carlton at Laguna Beach. Look at that, how good's that? I've always had a dream to come here. Adam walked past this apparently when he was 20 and had $100 in his bank account and said, one day I'm going to take my family here. And he made it. So, yes, we just came from the Beverly Hills Hotel and spent 5 days down there. Now here in Laguna Beach to have a little bit of date time with the hubby for the next 4 days. Coming into on your live sessions this week, though, don't worry about that. And actually still building a few funnels together because we're a nerdy couple like that. But then down to Traffic and Conversion in San Diego, which is basically the world's largest traffic summit. So traffic mainly being paid traffic, but also focusing a bit on free traffic. So because we're working with the best people on the planet doing Facebook, I can't imagine there'll be too much new in terms of Facebook advertising. But, sorry, Del, in terms of I don't know, Pinterest in particular, Australian ladies get excited. You may have noticed Pinterest that promoted pins was released in Australia about 7 or 8 days ago, finally. So yeah, looking forward to sharing with you guys everything that I'm seeing people doing and that's working well that I feel like we could also use in all of our own businesses. Let's get into the whole point for today. Welcome, girlies, welcome. So many girls in here. Good, you're ready to go. It worked for me, you being a little late, because I got my tea and my superfood smoothie. No worries. Wonderful. Yeah, whoever's in San Diego, I was thinking maybe we should catch up on, I think Heidi's in San Diego and a few of the other girls. We should catch up on one of the nights. So, yeah, if you're able to communicate in the American Accountability Catch-Up group, anyone in San Diego, let's connect and let me know if we can kind of all get together in one spot. Cool. I think I'm ready to get into the questions and help you guys out because that's the whole point we're here, and to say hi, but mainly to help. So if you haven't been in office hours before and you're new, welcome. Office hours, right-hand chat box, pop your question in. I'm going to go in order from first question to last question, so just working my way through, so pop it in sooner rather than later if you've got something you want answered. Otherwise, other people just like to join me to, you know, drop in for an hour or half an hour, however long you want to stay and listen to other people's questions and answers. If you've sent me a question in advance, so you've submitted a question through the portal because you weren't sure if you could make it or not, can you let me know that as well? And I'll go just say, hey, Grace submitted mine through the portal, and give me your email address in the chat box, and I'll be able to go and find you in the portal too. Questions are private, so you don't have to worry about anyone else seeing it. Try and keep it summarized and brief, but you don't have to worry too much. There's Adam. Say hi, Adam. You're all in a shadow. Oh, he's eating, is he?
Sorry.
He's been super helpful in the Facebook group lately because you guys have been asking questions and he can't help himself. He's in there 24/7. Got to give him a technology detox, I think. Okay. So, oh yes, the converter is in your laptop case. Or there's one there, and there's also one in my red suitcase. Okay. Thanks, Dale. Okay, let's go. Sarah, Russ, you were here first. So let's get you, help you after. For those that just joined us, questions in the right-hand chat box. If you sent me a question through the portal in advance, let me know that. And I'll jump into the portal and get yours too. So Sarah is saying exactly that. Now, I haven't got my portal ready. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly jump in. It won't take me long, I promise. Just got to remember my logins. No, I've saved them. Wonderful. Password, paste. Okay, so you would be under here. Got a lot of girlies in today. Been a busy week, huh? Getting stuff done, taking massive imperfect action, and then questions pop up. The nature of being an entrepreneur. Okay, Sarah R. Sarah, Sandra, Sally-Ann. Maybe I'll search by your email because you might have just put a space before your name. What's your email? Cool. Nope. Hold on one second. You might be in tomorrow's questions. Identity project coaching calls. Sorry if I've got really wrinkled face, guys. I just don't want to put sunglasses on because I would feel rude. What's it doing? Hi, guys. Can you see me? Hi, guys. Did I just leave you? I did, didn't I? I think I just accidentally hit close on my screen. I'm so sorry. I did. Now I'm live, aren't I? Such a tech doofus. Apparently no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm back. I don't know what I did. I just somehow closed that screen. I must have been too click happy. Guess what? Your questions just disappeared. Sarah, you are next. Can you just quickly pop in the question again? I'm pretty sure you can just copy and paste. You can see your question, just copy and paste it in again. I just can't see it. Sorry, guys. I'm a tech moron sometimes, most of the time. Sarah, I was just saying, I don't know when I lost you. I think I might have deleted myself out of my own webinar quite early, but I couldn't find your email, which was why I was getting so confused. Couldn't find your email. Can you just submit your question via the form, if that's okay, so I can have a look at what the question is in there, because couldn't see your, not your email, your question in the portal submission. So I'll come straight back to that as soon as you can get that in for me, Sarah. Jackie. Okay. Jackie's saying, my client has developed an assessment course for biopsychosocial rehab, which has been successfully delivered into the B2B arena. Interesting. I'm helping her to turn it into an online course for consumers. She's got a PhD, over 40 years experience, and without a doubt, an expert in the field. That's all I got. Let me just see if you said you'd finished off this question in the portal. Suspense is killing me, Jackie. Better not delete myself out of my own webinar again. I'll just leave you on the side so I make sure I definitely don't accidentally get click happy and hit the X button. So Jackie, I'll just quickly look for your question submitted. We really need to get some runs on the board, don't we? We're slow starting today. Jackie, there she is. Jackie, does she need to be the face of online marketing, or could we use an actor to do the videos? She would maintain a very professional interest with academic papers and blog posts and input and that kind of thing. Totally. No, you don't. I don't expect people, if you hate video and that's never going to change, it's totally fine to put someone else in there. Obviously, if you're building a personal brand like gracelever.com, it has to be you. So don't do a personal brand if you're not willing to be personal on camera. If, however, you've got more of an online brand, it really doesn't matter who does the video. It tends to work better in most industries if it's a female, because women are looked at 4 times longer than men when it comes to Facebook or any kind of platforms like that. So ideally female, and ideally someone that your target market relates to or warms to. They're the only criteria. So someone who's personal, relatable, they've just got to learn to know, like, and trust the person. So pretty flexible in who that is. Can be an actor as long as you feel like they're like hopefully good at their job, as in able to be really relatable on camera and really connect with an audience and speak well. Yeah, that's totally fine. So that's where you just use words like we and us and our team and those kinds of things rather than I, me, because they can't assert authority personally but can on behalf of the brand. So not a problem with that, Jackie. I'm actually building a brand for my, well, not building a brand for my mum, teaching my mum and my dad how to build a brand at the moment around my mummy, because she's an amazing parenting mentor and been doing it all offline. So yeah, same kind of thing. You've got to make that call. I definitely think she should be on camera because she does talks all the time and really relates to a lot of mums. So she's made the jump and decided that she's going to suck it up and be on camera, even though she hates taking photos, let alone doing videos. Turns out she's just started to get into videos because she's in a genius zone. She's actually quite good. It'll just take a little bit of practice and she'll be really relatable, and the way she talks face to face is totally going to come across. You just always a bit shy at the beginning and a bit nervous and a bit kind of over structured, and then you loosen up a little bit and get a little bit more engaging, so she'll be fine. What type of funnel do you recommend for real estate when you're trying to attract buyers to properties? Totally. So in a real estate agency, you've got 2 funnels that you need to be working with. Same in any kind of brokerage or connection kind of business, like one of my businesses where I was matching up dog minders and dog sitters, or business brokers or recruiters. You've always kind of got the two parts of the funnel, buy side and sell side in your case. So on the buy side, you need to be engaging and warming up a whole database of hot potential buyers and segmenting out that list. Normally real estate agents are doing that through open homes, but there's also a huge need or a huge opportunity, because real estate agents are so old school. This is definitely in the Australian market anyway, because I've worked with a few of them. The industry is so old school and no one's willing to do much online at all. So Facebook advertising, no one's doing it. So being able to collate a list of really hot potential buyers and people that are interested, build up that trust through your 5 likable lady emails first. So pull them in through Facebook, build up the trust with likable lady emails, so that then you can be presenting the right kinds of properties in front of the different segments of your market. You're going to need something like, I don't think MailChimp's probably enough. Maybe a really basic version of MailChimp, but you'll probably want something a little bit more like ConvertKit or Marketing Hero or something like that. Or Infusionsoft would be ideal. Or you may have your own software that you can drip these people into, but make sure, like that's real estate specific, make sure that you always build that trust up with your likable lady. So if you're wanting to attract more buyers, please don't waste the face-to-face people at open homes. I don't know how many times I've gone into an open home, people have collected the email and never emailed me ever. Or the alternative, just not even collected an email. And I'm a hot buyer and I would love someone to take an interest in my criteria for a home and match me up with ones that suit. So make sure that you've got some form of segmentation in that list. Capture them from open homes, capture them on Facebook. Facebook works best if you've got someone on your team or yourself who's interested to be a human in front of camera, because it's all about the relationship. It's all about building that trust in your industry. It's known for shoddy providers who have damaged, the opportunity for other genuine and providers with lots of integrity to build up that trust as quickly. So video-based, someone that they can know, like, and trust. And on Facebook, it works best if you're giving away some education. So doing a cool little education mini series on the things you need to know before you buy in the Adelaide Hills region. Yeah, you know, if you're entering the market or considering a property in this space, or if it's selling, make sure you watch this video first. Those kinds of things. So it's totally calls out to people who are actually in that space. Grab all of those email addresses in exchange for some education, a video or a training or a downloadable, something like that, and then add those into the buyers list. Warm them up with your likable lady emails, and then keep them hot. Don't ignore them. That's the biggest thing. Keep on letting them know of opportunities that are available to them. And if I were you, I'd have I mean, I've worked with someone else who had a salesperson that they paid to do calls for them and to set up stuff on the sell side. They also would do call around of buyers every, wasn't frequent, I think it was every 2, maybe even 3 months, would do a call around. They'd send an email. If they didn't get a reply to an email, they'd send a call around just to make sure the database was still clean and true. You know, if they just call around and say, hey, just make sure that you're still in the market. We've got a few things coming up on the books. Want to make sure that you're still interested in finding out about opportunities in blah, and just make sure they haven't bought a house. Just keeping your list clean, making sure they're a hot prospect. The other part of that as well is on the sell side. You're obviously wanting to attract people who want to sell their homes, and the best way to do that is through a consult funnel. So building a consult funnel that you can put on Facebook, which leads from something free on Facebook, so education, information, something like that, going through into a video introducing yourself, building up a little bit of that trust, and inviting them into a private valuation and giving them a few more things than just here's the value of your price. Like doing it might be a 7-point checklist of financial wins and easy opportunities before you sell your home, of things that you could be that could be done, or it might be comparisons with 7 other properties in the area and how yours stacks up, stuff like that. And just make sure that if you do offer those private valuations, that you usually have to be a little bit more flexible in hours and get, hopefully not yourself, hopefully someone on your team to do those. But make sure that you're really forward in saying that they're free, no obligation, free, no obligation, free, no obligation. Just a little micro commitment. And on that page, getting first name, last name, email, and phone. Sell side, buy side. Focus on one first. I know you actually need both to feed each other, but focus on one first. Otherwise, it gets a little bit intense because they're two quite different types of people that you want to attract, and two very different messages you want to say to them, and two very different actions you want them to take. So keep those ones in mind. Olivia emailed me a question. For those guys that have just joined me, welcome. Questions in the right-hand chat box. I'm working through them. They're private. Someone's just told me I can put on my sunglasses. I'm trying not to be rude, but I might just do that for a little bit. No, it's too rude. No. Having a conversation, guys. I'm not going to put on my sunglasses. I'm still young. It'll be fine. I can deal with a few more wrinkles. I've actually been going quite well. So, okay, well, not when I do that. But I think I'm going to be okay. It shows you've lived, eh? What was I saying? Questions in the right-hand chat box. If you've sent me one in the portal in advance, tell me that in the chat box so I can go and find it for you. Answering them in order. Liv was next. She sent one through the portal, I'm hoping. I reckon. Oh, for Olivia. Can't see it in the portal. Just make sure. I think you may have emailed it through to the inbox, which we changed that probably 2.5 months ago because it got abused a little bit. So we just now have the online form to make sure that people are really succinct and direct with the questions that they need help on. So you'll see the online form inside the portal. Just paste it into there. You would have received an email back though when you submit that question telling you those instructions. So just have a look in your inbox and submit it through the portal. So just jump into the Dream Academy portal, go to Office Hours, and you'll see the ability to submit your question into there. Or if it's an easy one, you can post it into here directly, Liv, and I'll be able to help you with that. Good one, Sarah. Okay, good one. Yes, I remember seeing this question. I remember seeing this on, no, maybe it was just someone else that asked it. A few people have asked this lately. I need to put it into my training. I think it's in the Answers Hub. It would be in the Answers Hub. But, and Jackie, no, she doesn't need to be, sorry, just quickly, Jackie, she doesn't need to be in the course delivery or the online marketing videos. She doesn't have to be. You can totally outsource those to people that can connect and relate with your market. So Sarah, just make sure that the focus is all on a brand, and the brand has to be really personable, because there's not a human there being the personal brand, right? So brands in that sense work well. People like Mindvalley are pretty amazing at that, or Dr. Carolyn Leaf, people in that kind of mindset psychology space. I know still very different from what you do, but they're good examples, Mindvalley and Dr. Carolyn Leaf, of how you do video well in your space. Sarah, your question, which a lot of people have asked, is Stripe versus PayPal. How do you decide? And this is a really good question. So if you're using ClickFunnels, they allow you to connect directly with Stripe, because Stripe's a really cool merchant banking setup in that sense. ClickFunnels don't allow you to connect directly with PayPal. I use PayPal with Stripe, but I use it. They let you connect with Infusionsoft, and Infusionsoft connect with PayPal. So I kind of go through Infusionsoft. So ClickFunnels let you go with Stripe or with Infusionsoft through PayPal. But because a lot of people don't have Infusionsoft, it's just that I happen to use that tool. Because a lot of people don't have Infusionsoft, Stripe is usually the best. If you want to use PayPal, Infusionsoft have a relationship with PayPal and manage to break a lot of their rules and laws that they put in, because Infusionsoft is so secure. PayPal let them do that. But otherwise, if you're wanting to use PayPal on a lot of other platforms, you have to send them to, particularly if you're doing anything membership, like recurring, you have to send them to a PayPal page. So you lose the whole power of the landing page, because they click, they're excited, and they have to go through to a payment gateway page, and it's just totally different brand, totally different experience, and you lose a lot of people there if you send them to a PayPal page compared to doing the payment on your landing page. So if you're connected with Stripe, it lets you do the payment on your landing page. Downsides versus Stripe and PayPal. Stripe used to take more of a percent, don't anymore. And actually, a lot of PayPal setups have monthly fees anyway. Some don't, but a lot of them do. So, and Stripe don't have a monthly fee. Stripe, this is the last time I checked, just double check their pricing, but as far as I'm aware, it's 2%. For me, that's like, and PayPal's around the same. And if you're working with a merchant banking provider, it's closer to 1%, but then you've got to have monthly and annual fees on top of that. So it only really works if you're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars through the cart. So in my experience, 2%, if you can't justify 2% going towards credit card fees, you've got a bigger problem with your pricing structure and your business model. The great thing about Stripe is you only pay when you get paid. So there's no other fees as far as I'm aware. This is like what I'm aware of when I was using it. And all the times that I've checked their pricing. No additional fees, like monthly fees or things like that. Just when you get paid, they just take a percentage. The only real downside to Stripe is that at the beginning, until they're familiar with you, they will hold on to the funds that you receive for, I was going to say 48 hours, but I think for some new people now, depending on the country that you're in and all the different ways they figure out how fraudulent and how risk averse areas are, it can be up to 7 days that they hold your money. So it can be between 2 and 7 days until you can withdraw it into your bank account. The whole reason for that is to make sure that you're not a spam artist or a scam artist and get heaps of refund requests. If they start getting heaps of refund requests coming back from Visa and MasterCard and Amex, then they have held on to that money so that they're able to refund it. In most cases, if you have a good reputation and you don't have heaps of chargebacks for the first 30 days, usually you can email them and say, hey, I've got a great history, great record, can we release my funds sooner? And that's not a problem. So even PayPal sometimes do that, to be honest. Not as often as Stripe will, but PayPal sometimes do that, and I made it so that I didn't have to wait. I was waiting 36 hours with PayPal when I first started, and within less than 2 months, I was transferring it. The minute the money came in, it could go into my bank account. So it became quite quick. That's my feedback on Stripe and PayPal. Corel is a beauty therapist with an online store, and she wants to get the funnel set up and ready to go thinking lead magnet in terms of easy steps to great skin, and then sending them to the website to join into my membership or loyalty program. Okay, so in terms of your value ladder, so a beauty space going towards physical online product, beauty therapist, right? So you're wanting to work the online store part of the business, not the service-based side of the business, which is totally fine, but they're two different funnels if you ever want to do, which I'm sure you do at some point, want to do the more one-on-one side. So with the store side, our girls are getting best success in terms of building big email lists with with competitions to get emails. So competitions just get by far the cheapest emails addresses compared to a downloadable or anything else. So if you can give something away every couple of months and just have a look at the competition regulations in your area, there's usually, if you Google, in Australia it's called fair trading or consumer competition law or something like that. You'd have different versions internationally, and just finding out what the rules are. And for example, in my state, the prize value can't be over 5,000. Otherwise, I've got to register it as an actual kind of game with the gaming body. Can't be over 5,000. There's a few restrictions, but they're really easy to meet. So worth checking on that. But competitions tend to work best in most cases. Not tend to. I've always seen they work best in most e-commerce cases to build big lists. Now, the second thing is getting people to buy. So having a good offer on the thank you page to send people over to the store to go and make a purchase. So giving them a reason to go over and buy now. So this is after they enter the competition, they put their email address in, next page they see is the thank you page, and we push them over to the store from that thank you page. And on that thank you page, don't collect any more information, just have a button that they can click that takes them through to the store. Because there's two main areas that people have problems with. One is building enough desire and trust for your product for people to visit your store. And the other hole in the funnel where people drip out is they get to the store and then the experience isn't high converting enough and they abandon a cart. So getting them to the store is challenge one. Getting them into your email address list and into your community so that you can email them is definitely challenge one. That's relatively easily solved. Challenge two is getting them over to the store and wanting your product enough to get over to the store. Challenge three is your store experience. And it's important to see which of those two is the area that you need to focus on first. So the best thing that I find is making sure that that thank you page has a good offer, a good reason to buy now. It might be a discount. It might be a 10% off and free shipping just for their first purchase. It might be a free gift that goes along, whatever it is, right? And it's just a short amount of time. There's a bit of urgency to it. It's only available for the next 14 days, whatever you want to say there, and send them over to the store with that coupon code with a button to click on that thank you page. That's a really good way to figure out whether it's the building of the desire of the product that's the thing you need to work on more, or the store experience. Because you can see, say you ended up getting 1,000 people to go to that first landing page for the competition. Say, like a lot of my girls are getting 50% of them putting in their emails. Someone the other day was up to 82%. Can't remember her name. Adam's got an amazing memory, he'll remember. But 82% of people that saw the competition page put their email in from Facebook, from cold traffic who didn't trust them, went and gave them an email address. That's a good conversion rate. I'm usually happy with 20% or more. So, say 1,000 people see that page, come from Facebook and see your first page. Maybe, 50%, maybe 500 of them give you an email address. Of those 500, they'll all get through to that thank you page where you'll say, thanks, you've entered the competition. I'm so excited to let you know about the special gift that I've got for you, blah, blah, 10% off, whatever it is, right? On that thank you page. So 500 people have gone to that thank you page and watched that video and seen that cool offer, seeing how many people then click to go through to the store. I want to see at least 150 people clicking on that button, and your landing page builder will tell you exactly how many people are clicking on that button. So I would want to see 30% plus clicking on that button. If only 5% of people are clicking on that button, I'm not talking to them in the way they want to be talked to. I'm not solving a problem enough or building a desire enough in the way that I'm talking to them. So I might need to go back to the market and figure out exactly what it is they like about my product, and learn to communicate with them better as a marketer. If, however, I do have 30% clicking and no purchases in the store, then it's usually to do with my on-site conversion. It's to do with my store experience. So I'm able to get people there. People are interested enough. They're clicking, they're browsing, but they're just not converting. So those were the two areas there, and you can figure out which one needs a bit more love than the other. I mean, sometimes they all work, but that's pretty rare for them all just to be like on fire and pumping. Usually they need a little bit of love because you haven't just got it right and guessed it first time round in most cases. Cool. Cart abandonment, Ghost Monitor really helps with cart abandonment. Just search for cart abandonment in the Answers Hub, so answers.thedoingacademy.com, answers.thedoingacademy.com, because I've talked a little bit about cart abandonment before. And the biggest wins that I see the girls having are making sure they focus on promotional dates. So figure out what are your 6 to 8 events in a calendar year that give you an excuse to talk to people and give them something to get excited about. Is it Valentine's Day for you? Is it school holidays? Is it Father's Day, Mother's Day, company birthday every year? Like, what is it that you can email them for? And setting up a campaign around that. So a special offer over that time, buy one get one free, or buy one get one 50% off, or 10% off discount, or free scarf with every handbag purchased for the next 2, whatever that is, right? Some sort of cool offer. You'll find if you do those emails well in the 2 weeks leading up to the shipping cutoff date for whenever that promotion ends, you get really big peaks and really big spikes in income during those times. So yeah, you'll tend to find those will be the best times to talk. Next question is from Megan. Cool. So, well, not cool, but so Megan's on her store side of things now, right? And she's trying to figure out her email opt-in page is sitting, so she knows her numbers, right? Because numbers are sexy, and that's the only way you can figure it out. Otherwise, you just guesswork, right? And you might ignore something that needs some love, or you might change something that was actually really working. You've got to know your numbers because then you can see exactly what's wrong. So her first page is converting at 30%, which is good because it's not a competition in her case. She's doing a slightly hotter offer. So I'm pretty happy with that, 30%, quite happy. But of those people, only 15% are making a purchase. So she's doing a free plus shipping offer. So rather than a competition, they're getting something for free. They just have to pay for shipping, which is usually around under $10 mark. And something with a low cost to you but a high perceived value to your customers. So email opt-ins are 30%. So she sends 1,000 people to the first page, let's say, and 300 of them would opt in. Of those, only 15%. So only, what's that? Only 45? Is that correct? Yeah, only 45. 15%. So 45 of those 300 would make a purchase of that free plus shipping offer. But a lot of people are putting in all of their details before going to the step 2 of the order form. Don't know what you mean by that, Megan. I know that you're in and out because you're waiting for an electrician and you're hoping you can see this live. I'm wondering if I need PayPal. I'm pretty sure you're using ClickFunnels though. So the Stripe experience with ClickFunnels is seamless and the best one for you. So I think, aren't you using ClickFunnels, Megan? And if you're using ClickFunnels, you'd have an order form page. I'm sure I've seen yours, haven't I? Unless you've put it somewhere else. I've definitely seen your first pages on ClickFunnels. I'll just quickly check if you've sent this through anywhere else, if there might be a link that I can have a look at. No, just the other Megan. I wouldn't think it's because you need PayPal. PayPal, like if you want to send them to a PayPal page, you'll usually lose people. If you want to send them to a separate PayPal page, you should keep them because I'm quite sure you're from what I remember using ClickFunnels, which is perfect for these kinds of offers. So keep them in ClickFunnels with a credit card. yeah, you definitely don't want to put them somewhere else. And I'm actually launching another, I think I might have told you, launching another online store in the next couple of months. Just because I want to do a whole heap more testing for you guys. And because it's been probably 6 months since I've had a client since I've had an e-commerce client that I've been doing campaigns for. But we always found, and I still keep in touch actually with a few of those clients, particularly one the other day that's just emailing me, because I taught them how to do promotions and using those peak times, and they go really well. Another thing that's just started to work more because of website conversion campaigns. So Megan, this is kind of on your level because you've been around for a while. You couldn't do this with website clicks before, and even at the beginning of website conversions, this was too hot an action to take with Facebook's algorithm, but it's getting some good results. I think I was talking to, might have been Ash about this the other day, and I'm actually wanting to spend some money in Ash's account myself to test this, just getting her some results, because I'm liking some stuff that I'm seeing coming back from ex-clients that I've just been telling them to do stuff for free. They have been doing website conversions ads on Facebook, the normal way I normally do ads, right? Website conversions directly to, so a one website conversion ad for a specific product that you've got, not generic, a specific product, only if the product's like under $100. I'm saying this because I know in your case yours products are, to a specific product, and then sending that. Yum, when did you get that? It just arrived. Look at this. I just got to finish this off. Sending web conversion ad. So take one of your actual things of lashes, web conversion ad to the exact page of that lash inside your store experience. So inside your actual website, not a ClickFunnels page. Try that as well. And put $5 on that. Do it for a couple of days. And let me know how you go with that, because I've been having a few people test that recently. They've been seeing some good numbers coming through. It won't build you a huge email list, but it does get some runs on the board in terms of sales. And if you've got a good product, that should create word of mouth, that should create repeat business and so on. You can't really see it, and I don't want to tip it all over my computer, but I've got a cheese board here, but I don't like blue cheese because I've got a very immature palate. I do like this cheese. I'll just like chew at you for the rest of the session. Okay, next question is from you guys are funny. I know what you mean. Megan's saying the same. Yep. Oh, cool. You've got your order form page here. Let me have a look at it, and I'll tell you if there's anything horribly wrong with it. Just let me quickly test it. I got Quince paste all on my fingers. What a dork. Ow, yuck. I don't like Quince paste. Okay, there's definitely one, I'll just quickly fill this out. 1 Smith Street, Sydney, New South Wales, 2000, Australia, step 2. Yeah, no problems with this at all. No problems with this at all. The only thing is, on the left-hand side, a video of you would work. That would make that page convert so much better, because I used to, for the first like 3 events that I sold, I didn't have a video on this page, this actual order form page. And when I added, and actually I added a video, and I added a either a video or a photo. A photo is still better than nothing. I know that's the points of what they get, but a video or photo, and then a countdown timer for 9 minutes and 47 seconds worked really well. And I would actually probably go shorter than that with your form because it's not very long. I was capturing quite a few more details than you are. Let me just go back, edit. Yeah, I was capturing like phone number and quite a few separate details. So I'd probably say even 5 minutes and 47 seconds or something like that. And it would just count down. Nothing would happen when it got to 0, but it would just make people not sit there and just browse. And, you know, my video was about 30 seconds. And so it would make them, the video was good, and it would just let them know. And I basically pre-framed it It's called, I call it painting the picture and putting them in it. So pre-frame it. Your whole that video is assuming that they're going ahead and buying these lashes. So hi, I just need a couple more details. Pop them in on the left hand on the in the form on this page, and I'd even have myself packaging up some of them right now and putting a beautiful bow around that, or something like that, so they could imagine themselves receiving this. They'll be in the mail and directly to your door. When you do receive these, make sure and start actually pre-framing it. I've actually included this, so make sure that you take your time, blah, blah, follow the instructions that I give you. You're going to love them. Don't forget to share and snap a photo of you once you put them on, blah, blah, or whatever that is. It's just like a total assumption. This is happening. You've already made that decision. This isn't me on this page asking you to make another decision. You've made that decision. You're ready to take advantage of the free plus shipping offer. I don't say those exact words, but that's kind of the framing that video needs to have, and it works quite well if you do it on that page. It's just that final little step when you get the credit card out and you're wanting them to get that out and put that in, that last little bit where they go and they think of fraud and all the issues online that can happen when they give their card out to dodgy providers. It just helps them remove that. We're doing this. We've already built that trust. You know who I am. You like me. You've already committed to taking this step. Let's just finish it off. Cool. Next question is from, hold on, I zoomed up to get Megan's other question, and I don't want to miss anyone. Done, done, done. Charmaine, you are next. S for Charmaine. S. There you are. Okay, Charmaine's question is about live events. Woohoo! Basically my favorite. Well, no, I have a lot of favorite topics, but this is very high. Okay, I've got the copy here for the landing page of my workshop. Cool. And instead of using a homepage on her website for now, she's going to use this live event landing page because that's the core of her business in this startup stage. So she's just going to focus on that up front and just use the registration page that she's built on a landing page builder is just going to be her homepage, which is totally fine. I basically made my homepage very similar to that myself when I first started. The wind's just getting a bit cold. So let me open that up. It's just downloaded. I don't really need any of this food, but I might just have a little bit. Duh, that darn quince. Need some serviettes, I'd say. Okay. Where's my microphone there? Okay, so this could be turned into a, like a lot of this copy is really good for a video. I just want you to follow my workshop landing page. So I would highly recommend going to, like, what is it? Doing days. I'll put this in the browser so that everyone can grab it. .com/Sydney, no, Adelaide maybe, I think was still live. So literally, I mean, you could try a different landing page, but I've pretty much tried all of them and found that this page converts insanely better than anything else. Nah, thanks, gorgeous, that I've ever tried. So this is shared with everybody now in the chat box. That page, if you're selling a live event, I swear by it. It's very simple. The video does most of the talking. So the copy you've sent through would like be a long form sales page, and that might work, but I can't guarantee it because mine, when I've done long sales pages, haven't worked as well as this one does. So I would turn a lot of that copy into a video, put it on that page like I've done with mine. And yeah, this is just one of the highest converting workshop registration page out of all the big workshop guys that I work with in the US. They look at my numbers and are always just incredibly shocked. I had someone, it was quite affirming actually. I've been working really hard on my funnels and trying lots of new things in my business lately. And one of the recent ones that I did, I came over to the US and was in this pimping place of this guy in Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills, on Mulholland Drive, whatever that drive is. It's got the gorgeous view. So I was sitting up on his rooftop. Just ridiculous wealth here. We don't have this kind of wealth in Australia. We're like maybe doing Woollahra in one suburb, but it was just pimping ridiculousness. Rolls Royce, Dawn, all of that kind of stuff. Apparently that's a good car. Adam was impressed. And looking at funnels, and he's like one of the biggest guys in working with entrepreneurs, and looked at our landing page and looked at the conversion rates and everything. And he just said, show me this page. Hold on, these conversions are nuts. These can't be right. Show me this page. And I loaded the page for him that I'd taken heaps of time building. It was something I hadn't seen anyone else do, so I thought it'd be a good one. And he was just doing his, you guys in America are just very emotive, or what's the word? Expressive, probably. And he was just like, he's just like, no, mind blown. And was just like, guys, I just have to go and sit down. Just, no, leave that page. But I just got to go and like process this. Sorry about my accent. And we had to go and sit down the stairs. And he was just like, how did you do that? Like looking, you should have seen me. I was proud as punch. I was like, oh, this old thing. Why did I say all of that? Oh, because I've done a lot of landing pages basically, and don't stray from the formula. They just work so well. So that's what I would recommend, Charmaine. Your copy's good. You communicate well. A couple of those headlines in there would work really well as the headline. Maybe that secret one that you've got would work really well as the headline of your landing page, if you look at the link that I've given you. And it's so good. You're very relatable in your writing. Make sure you've got enough trial closes where you keep bringing stuff back to the people. So in the sense of, this is asking questions with yes answers. So tell me I'm not, that wasn't a trial close, hold on. Sounds cool, right? Surely you know what I'm talking about, right? Like just questions that keep saying yes, yes, yes. It's what we're all after, isn't it? You know it's true, right? Yes, 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 yes. Would you like to join me at my next workshop? Yes, right? So keep that trial closes throughout it. You'll see even in my video, even though it's a flip card video, I still ask trial closers questions with a yes answer about 3 times through it. And at the very end, before I ask them what they want, or ask them to take that next step, I say, sounds good? Yeah? So, but this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. And I mean, maybe you're planning to do this as as like a flip card like me. You can. It's actually a lot harder to do than it looks. It can look really kind of staged. I tried to do this. I did one good version of it, and it just kind of happened. It just all came together and got watched a lot and got really high conversion rates. But then I tried to redo it because I wanted to change one of the things in it. And geez, it's hard to pull it off. You've got to use all your expressions in the right way. And the second time I did it, I was like, just like super staged, and it looked really bad. And then another time I did it, my face's expressions weren't at the right time as I would be reading the slide. And I was kind of smiling when I should have been frustrated. Or other times you're not doing enough and it gets boring. So be careful with those ones. For a lot of people, it's just easier to talk it out. If I was doing this again, I'd talk it out because I don't know if I could get it that good again, because that one just kind of worked. So yeah, there's no reason why you can't talk it out to camera. Next question is from, but you know how to talk to your market is basically what I'm saying there. Just close that one. Next question is from, sent your question in the portal. Let me have a look, Kim. Would love to hook you up. Kim. For those that have just joined me too, make sure you put any questions that you've got in the right-hand chat box. If you've sent me a question in advance, tell me that in the right-hand chat box too, and I'll be able to answer it for you. Okay. So, Kim is in a, physio building. I'm a physio, sorry. I'm a physio building. Cool. Oh, I definitely answered this question, but I'll do it again. Maybe you were out or it got cut out at the time that I answered it, but I'll answer this, but you were waiting for it, so I'll answer it one more time. Just a second. Totally. So in your case, so she's marketing to prevent like healthy study habits kind of program to prevent neck and back pain in teens. Now, this is something that traditionally isn't a forefront issue for an average teenager at this stage. It ends up becoming one if they develop all of these bad habits and spend too much time in poor positions, but it isn't at the time. So you need to build the pain. And you need to build that pain using statistics and facts and things like that, all the kind of did you know stuff, so that they actually realize that this is a potential problem to them rather than skipping it over in the newsfeed because they're not experiencing at that time. A lot of it is preventative. So that's the only thing, making sure that you put them into the pain and let them experience a little bit of pain before they've actually physically got any pain about your problem. I don't mean physical pain, I mean marketing pain. So they need a little bit of pain so that there's a reason to go and get a solution. So making sure that they're aware there's that little bit of pain or that little bit of, not anxiety, but you know what I mean, when they're actually getting real about what could happen if their teens aren't developing healthy study habits. So your avatar is not the teen. Your avatar is the parents of the credit card who are paying for the teen program. So you don't need to worry so much about the teen. You need to worry about parents of teens. That's going to dictate the way you talk, video scripts, how you target in Facebook demographics, Facebook ad, copy, everything. The image that you put up will all be targeting. And in most cases, don't even target parents, target the mum. You don't usually need to target the dad because they're not often your clients for these kinds of things. Now, in terms of price point, she's wondering, should she sell I'm gathering this is an online program. Yes, it's an information product. Should she sell them a $37 to $47 product and then go up to a 6-week program at $197? Yes, just make sure. I'm not sure like how much. I guess if they're teenagers, developing healthy study habits will start quite young. So it will be worth doing a full 6-week program to get to that end result. Maybe even 4 weeks might be long enough. I'm not sure if they want to, yeah, it depends on the way it's program structured. I'm sure you've been thinking about the best way for them to consume this online without it feeling like a chore, and really applicable and actionable and step-by-stepable. I would do, in your case, a self-liquidating funnel. So come through a free lead magnet. And I often, come through a free lead magnet, go to the next page being massive ant. The next page being a low value product. I'd like to see it end up at $37 or $47. But a lot of the time when I'm testing this, if you're a brand new business particularly brand new business to going online, which you're going online for the first time in this sense, I would 100% be making this product just $1 to start with, not for the long term, just $1 to start with, so that you can see that people are willing to get out a credit card and pay you some form of money. It just basically validates the program for you, right? So it validates that people are willing to pay you money, and then you can increase that price, make it 17, make sure the numbers still track, and make it up to 37. It's just that if people don't want that offer, that $1, making it $1 proves that really easily. If people aren't willing to pay $1, there's an issue with the offer. If people are willing to pay $1, there's a chance that that's like the biggest threshold to get out a credit card and trust you with it. They've got to build enough desire to do that first. So getting then up to 17 and getting up to 37 won't be as much of an issue. So I'd always test it with $1, make sure that people are buying it for $1 and then increasing it. And then you've got the 6-week program after that, which I 100% agree with. $197, again, that will be something I might try at $97. Do that for a week. If all looking good, then go up to $147. Do that for a week. If all looking good, then go up to $197. So I'd probably just step that up. Just being startup programs, Because if people aren't paying $97 for it, or if people aren't paying $1 for the first program, it would normally mean that I'm not talking about it in the right way. And I've got to reposition my video. I might actually end up delivering the same content because that's what I know that they need to solve their problem, but I might not be talking about their problem in the right way, and I just need to change that video. That's often the case. They don't end up changing the program, they just change the way they sell it because it's not connecting with the market sometimes. Other times it does straight away and you're on to a winner, but usually you just have to give them a bit of love up front, test it out a bit, and even just little things like building up testimonials. If you have a testimonial below somewhere where you want people to put their details into, so a testimonial below an email or a testimonial below a credit card form, you tend to find things, conversion rates will increase by 30% from what they were without the testimonial. So, you know, just little things like that. You don't have the first time you launch the page, but as soon as you get a few people buying, you can add those testimonials in, and that helps you to increase your price and get paid what you're worth. So I hope that helps. But yeah, you're thinking along the right strain there. It's called a self-liquidating funnel because the first $37 is designed to pay for all of your costs. So the second product is just free, is profit rather. And obviously then you've got an email list who hopefully will buy a whole heap more from you in the future, and you're building up a valuable email list. Okay, next question. You're welcome, guys. Next question is from Heidi. Question about GetResponse versus MailChimp. When I signed up, you were recommending GetResponse over MailChimp. However, now MailChimp's been improved. Is that right? MailChimp's been improved to a point. GetResponse had too many updates and got too good so that it became too hard to learn almost. There were just so many things you could do and customize and tweak, which meant it, for a lot of people, it got harder to use. Some people loved it. A lot of my members loved it. Were like, GetResponse has just got even better. And a lot of my members were like, what? I have no idea how to use this now. There's way too many features. I press a button and everything deletes, or, you know, just became a bit frustrating for some people. MailChimp is definitely easier to use. It's not as feature rich, but it's definitely easier to use. So for a lot of people, if they were getting into an autoresponder for the first time, after GetResponse did their last two updates in, would have been in, what was it? It's like September, October last year. I was like, guys, this is becoming hard to use. Their support was still amazing, and their live chat was good, but it was just too hard. So I thought, you know what, if you've never used an autoresponder before, it's not quite as feature rich if you're using MailChimp, but at least you can get it set up a whole lot quicker. For in a lot of cases, a lot of my girls will argue the other way and say GetResponse is so feature rich that it's worth it. So they're both great. MailChimp, the only big downside of that you need is to make sure that it moves people on through different nurtures. And then if someone comes in and they're in your prospect nurture, your likable lady, and then they go and buy from you and they're in the customer nurture, you want the first nurture to stop. That doesn't automatically happen in MailChimp, which still blows my mind. I don't get how that automation isn't available. And I talk to support so much about this because it's such a common problem. I don't want to have to go and manually pull them out of prospect if they've moved into customer. I want to do that automatically. So I teach you in automation how to, in the training portal, how to fix that. It's like a little workaround, and that fixes that and basically uses a thing called Zapier to move people through. It's like a little external tool that you can use that MailChimp can talk to make sure that as soon as someone gives you money, you stop asking them to give you money. You pull them out of the prospect nurture because they've given you money, and you talk to them like a customer. So you don't have to set it up once and it's done, but you just have to make sure that when you set up all of your nurtures at the beginning, when you first build your business, that all those nurtures, if you've got multiple nurtures, which a lot of us will have at least 2 nurtures, that all of those are set up so they're not in all of them at once. You only really want them in wherever stage they're at. The reason why I ask is because Squarespace integrates seamlessly with MailChimp. Use MailChimp then. That's the other reason why. I used to say this at my doing days. MailChimp's positive is they integrate with everything. So if you've got a system and it only integrates with MailChimp, then choose MailChimp over GetResponse. That kind of makes way more sense. So yeah, that's sometimes the case. GetResponse is very popular, and most systems now have both. But if you do have a system like her, she's building her website on Squarespace, and they don't have GetResponse automatically built in. So she may as well use MailChimp. Totally fine. That's just the main thing you need to consider. But I teach all of that in my automation course, so you can totally move people through it. Okay, you can ask your questions in here, Kate. Hi, Kate. Cool. So in your case, Kate, you're trying to determine your lead magnet, right? And you're in the yoga space. I'm wondering which angle to take with developing the lead magnet. Now, the big thing that I see in this space is that too many people focus on, it depends who your target market is, but I find that too many people focus on how to find a good yoga provider or how to choose the right class for you. And that's fine, but it comes across as quite salesy because it's, you know, matching them up with, oh, surprise, me, you know, that kind of approach. It needs to be a little bit less biased and less sales focused when it's not going on Facebook. So in the health, wellness, fitness space, the two things that tend to go the best are recipes. In your case, don't really align. It's a bit of a jump to go from a recipe to a yoga class, so probably not recipes in your case. Recipes and workouts of the day. And I've got a ad platform that has tens of millions of ads that are on Facebook and tracks the success of them and ranks them in each of the different industries, ranks them in terms of the most successful. In the top 10, you'll always see recipes. People just love clicking on and putting an email in for a recipe, and workout of the day in your space as well. So 4 yoga poses you can practice in 3 minutes. I mean, I might go against the speed of yoga, but, you know, whatever it is in that case where people can do a little at-home workout, something along those lines tends to work best. Meditations also go like crazy. They get clicked on a lot. If you want to come in from the meditation angle, but it's got to connect enough with your yoga practice, which is why if you're wanting people to come in and practice yoga, then probably have a yoga positions and kind of a yoga routine lead magnet in that case. So your first lead magnet, how to get started with yoga at home without being flexible, is quite good. As long as your subheading talks to your market in, I like the fact that it's for beginners, like that's really cool. But I'd love to see in there a little bit more. Just think about that person who's maybe not thought of yoga, happens to be your ideal client, would be a good fit, but just not in that space right now and on their news feed. They have a think about how you could just relate that to them. The ad might be needing just 10 minutes of calm in your day, you know, trying to escape all of the chaos and craziness and just want to pause and breathe. You know, I was the same as whatever you are, you know, as a busy mom or whoever you are, struggling to find that calmness and peace in my day and feeling like I was always so highly strung, blah, blah, you know, because trying to hit on those pain points a little bit more to make sure they know why they would want to be doing yoga, because they still might not have decided they want to do yoga. A lot of your market will just need to realize that this is the answer to all of that stress they were feeling. And then now I'm at the point of I want to do yoga at home and I'm not flexible and I don't know where to start. It's almost going a bit too far to go straight to that. So making sure that in the ad itself, you're reminding them as to why yoga is so powerful to solve where they're at in their life. Stessa, with the workshop project, I'm in week 3 and I'm thinking I could possibly do 3 types of offers. Is that too much? I want to focus on the membership. Is that a good decision for me? I tend to find you need at least 2. 3 would get a bit intense. I as you know, in my experience, I've done a few different things. I've done 2-day weekends. No, 3-day weekends. 2-day weekends. 2-day weekends, so face-to-face VIP, like retreat being sold at a workshop, or my membership program, which has 2 options within that, the month-by-month contract-free option or the heavily discounted annual option. And I've had my 2 things that I've sold with that. Back at the very beginning, I had enough people in my community to offer consults. Now it's far too many. So I was doing 45-minute consults for $500 an hour, or the other offer now is being able to have people join me inside the Identity Project. So basically, I had 2 offers. With one of those offers, there were 2 payment options. I definitely wouldn't want to add in any more options to my event. So not 3, pick 2. And if it's a membership, you always do need to have usually a month-by-month version, a pay in full version, because you have 2 types of people that will suit for those 2 types of roles. And some people might buy pay in full and that second product that you've got. Others just might buy the month-by-month only. That's totally fine. It all suits on budget and how serious they are about the business, what stage of business they're in, that kind of thing. So I tended to find that worked best, and that was kind of my limit of how much I could present to them. Any more than that, and it would have been, hold on, wait, which one was that? Because did you say that, like, you know, and as you know, in workshops, I stack the slides. So I'll say what they get 6 times and explain it 6 times. And you still will have questions at the end going, oh, wait, what was that? I didn't hear anything about that. So I just said it 6 times. Oh, bunny rabbit. No, hello, rabbit. If anyone didn't see, people are starting to watch the sun go down. I'm in Laguna Beach at the Ritz-Carlton, which is just arrived, which is why I was 9 minutes late for office hours. Cool. Yes, don't go 3. Pick 2. Definitely pick the membership. It tends to just work really well. In most cases, if it suits your market, it works well at a workshop. And then something a little bit more advanced for people, something a little bit more one-on-one for people. Don't go 3. No reason why in the first few events you wouldn't test the offers at a couple of different events and see which ones work best. If you use my spreadsheet that you'll find in week 6, where I put all my event numbers into that at the end of every event, then you'll know directly after the event, you'll know which is the best option. Some of my programs, I test them at 6 different price points, just to see if they're at this price, how many would I sell? If I made it half the price, would I sell more than double the number of them? And just finding that sweet spot as to what worked best. Yeah, I hope that helps. Put your sunnies on. Thanks. I am going to now. I'm getting a little bit of a headache. Sorry. I'm just not wanting to be a too cool for school rude person, but the sun's getting really low right on my face. Okay, next question. Sorry. I am watching you. I promise I'm not looking at anything else. Could you please look at my funnel? Here is a link to the ad. I don't think you've given me the right link. You've given me a link to your Facebook ads platform, which obviously I'm not able to get into and don't get into for people because I'll get you banned from your account if I log in from a different area. Ugh, I've just locked myself out of my own account trying to get into it. So yeah, I will need the actual Facebook link. So it's usually best just to send me a screenshot of the Facebook ad rather than, alternatively, you can hit share, like share link. There's a link that it will generate for you when you preview your ad. Cool, okay. Okay, so looking good. I'm just going to turn off the sound for a second, or turn it down so that everyone doesn't hear this. Beautiful. My only thing with this just kind of doesn't work with my training. It does need to be behind some sort of commitment. So what you've got here right now is 15-minute cardio and toning exercises, but you're giving them the toning exercise and just ask them to put in an email below if they would like it also delivered to their inbox. That won't be hot enough. People just consume the free content and not give you anything. So that video if that's what I think this is, because just click play to watch and do it with me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that whole video will just go through the exercises, which kind of makes the whole point of putting an email in redundant. So always make sure any information that you give people was always behind some form of commitment. It doesn't have to be financial, it can just be an email address. That's always the best first step. So there's no reason why that shouldn't be a video of you talking about these exercises and how you're so excited that you've made them so incredibly simple, easy to do from home, no equipment required, and totally free. Super quick, so that you can squeeze them into a busy day and look after your body while continuing. I'm just looking at the bottom bit here. Also, you've also asked for the opt-ins are really hard to see because they've got black text on a blue background, and they're really wide and they don't look good in terms of their capture. So bringing those in like a good looking form, first name, last name, email, phone, like doing something like, you know what I would do? Have a look at the page that I've got, because this one's been converting the best for everyone that's used it. 1 second, share screen. I'll just quickly pull it up. Hold on, I just got to quickly log in and get this page for you. Actually, you've got a Facebook ad done, so you must watch my Facebook training with Adam. If you haven't, make sure you watch that. But in that Facebook training, you would have seen that page. I think you're using lead pages, so I can't share with you the exact page, but you would have seen that page, Liv, that I did for, no, it wasn't my page. It was my page that I shared with Lisa Statham, who was doing that witching hour checklist. It's that page there converts at 46% with a downloadable offer, and it's often converted a lot higher when it's a competition offer. So that one works really well. You can email us for those links in ClickFunnels, but as you're not using ClickFunnels, if you're in or was at some point in the Identity Project, Liv, in the Identity Project, I give you my favorite pages in lead pages to use for different offers. So I've got my top 6 pages that work the best in lead pages. So it's worth looking at those ones, or otherwise trying to replicate something very, very similar to the one that was that we do in ClickFunnels that works really, really well. So that's the highest converting page that I've ever created and tested in terms of downloadables. Check that one out. Just make sure you go and watch that Facebook training with Adam and I, because the big thing in that is making sure that your offer is behind an email opt-in. You just won't get opt-ins. That page will convert really, really low. That would be definitely the reason why it's not performing. Maybe you are using ClickFunnels. If you're using ClickFunnels, please ask for the share funnels. Just email us and ask for the share funnels, and we'll give you the link for some of the share funnels. What's the going price usually charged for VIP weekends, please? My business is personal, empowered, sexy, stylish, savvy with Stessa. That's a mouthful. I'm guessing maybe your name is just sexy, stylish, savvy with Stessa, maybe. Just make sure it's short enough for people to be able to remember that, because that one's hard to remember. In terms of price, though, which is your real question, some people, when they're doing their first few VIP events, it depends on the number of people in the room. It's not rare for a VIP weekend, as long as it's not including accommodation or flights or anything like that, to be $1,000 and have 8 to 10 people in the space when you're starting off. Particularly if you're a newbie in this space and you haven't got heaps of raving testimonials or authority in this space yet. As you continue to grow, like my VIP weekends range between $5,000 and $10,000 for the 2 days, not including flights or accommodation, or they do include meals. And I tend to have mine quite small. I will very rarely have over 5 plus one, like plus bring a partner, business partner or system or something like that. So 5, I would not normally have more than 8 or 9 people in the room. Yeah, but 5 different kind of groups working on their businesses. So, and that's between 5 and 10 grand. But unless you're an authority and you've got heaps of great testimonials and a massive list that really trust you, you usually can't start off there. But no, that's not true. That's not true at all. My first ones I was selling at $3,997 way back in the beginning. And I'd run a digital marketing agency, but I didn't have a massive list and I didn't have a huge following. I was just doing my event well and building up that trust and showing them I knew what I was talking about and presenting that next opportunity really well. So that was 4 grand. That's still good for a person's access to the program. And I had a payment plan. I don't like payment plans very much, because like certainly wouldn't do 12-month payment plans or things like that, because if someone can't afford it, they can't afford it, you know, and you got to get the right type of quality of people at that event who know that it's worth it and are at the stage in their lives where they can invest that money. So I tend to not go any more than 3 or 4 payment plans if you have to, and try and get the bulk of those done before the event, not so that you're chasing people after, because I would have that. I would have, yeah, people that you just end up having to chase and chase and chase and chase. Oh, yep, so sorry, I'll get that to you, even though you've got their credit card and you're trying to process it automatically. That just didn't have money in their accounts. So I tended to, by the end of it, I was making sure it was always in advance. Another question about workshops. Hold on. Cool. So with the service base, I did talk in the workshop project about you can do it if you're selling a service, like if you're in a service-based business. So for example, you can do it if you're a property investment specialist wanting to get more people on your books who you can sell property investment to, or you might be a, I don't know, business broker and be doing an event for people interested in selling their business and be getting people to register with you to sell their business. And these are normally service-based. You might be an interior designer and talking to DIYers and renovators or things like that who are interested in interior design. Those kinds of service-based businesses where you're not selling information product or membership programs or coaching or consulting. When you're in a service-based business, the biggest thing that I was saying there in that video that I think you're referring to is that with service-based businesses, you need to make sure they're as automated as possible. You might be a web design company and be getting small business owners in a room so that you can sell web design to them as the next step. Making sure that your service is as automated as possible and delegated as much as possible. So with service businesses, there's always a manual component to it. Everything around that needs to be automated. So I learned this when I was doing my event company, when I did my flooring business, all that kind of thing. So many parts of the process were manual when I started off, and I realized that I had to build systems around each of those. So literally the only manual thing was someone calling up a week before to confirm the job and doing the actual flooring job. And with the event, the only thing that was manual was the actual event itself, running the event. Everything else before and after was automated, collecting details, following up on people, sending out invoices. That was all automated. And then you delegate. So then I found a crew to go and do the events for me, so I didn't have to be on site at the events. And I outsourced all of the floor sanding to contractors and flooring jobs to contractors to do that. So getting other people to do all the manual jobs so that you really pull yourself out of anything manual in a service-based business. That was just me referring to the principles that I want any service-based business to live by, which is automate, outsource, delegate. Oh, I see what you're doing, Megan. In your case, Megan, sorry, I was just looking at your earlier comments too. People are putting in their names and their shipping address, but not filling in their credit card. Okay, that video will really solve that I was talking to you about before. That video will solve that. That's purely trust at that point. So yeah, as long as you've tested the page and yourself, you know the page is working and you test it on a mobile, and put your credit card in, make sure that you don't have problems, and test it on a desktop or a laptop computer. as long as you've tested it and you know that it's working, then it's a last minute trusting, and that's a really clear indicator. They're interested, they're interested, and then we get that final high commitment trust point, and they go, oh, hold on a second, no, do I need it? Maybe I shouldn't, you know, just that last little bit of commitment that's becoming too hard for people. I'm just going to move inside because I need my charger. I'm just going to go and get Adams. One moment. Thanks, Dar. Okay, come with me, guys. We're just going to go inside. Adam's ordered up room service. I'm so jealous. Is that purple cauliflower?
Yes, it's American.
It's an American thing. Look at this, guys. Hold on, you can't see anything. Look at that, purple cauliflower. Ugh. I don't really like cauliflower anyway, so that's not a very good judge. Thanks, darling. Yeah, maybe. Thank you. Okay. Yay, now we can see each other. It was a nice view for me, not really for you, I guess. But oh no, I forgot to put makeup on. We'll do with that, won't we, guys? Okay. Next question is from. Hold on, just make sure I'm good for time. Got another half hour. Good. Cool. Yes, where do I find questions recorded from last office hours? Office hours, like any of the questions. Oh, got mascara running down my face. Any of the questions you will find inside the Doing Academy portal. Left-hand side, the place where you submit your questions. You'll see the next option down from that is previous office hours or previous recordings. It'll say something like that. And you'll see all the last office hours in there. And they've got a question by question breakdown. They normally go up within 2 to 3 days after, because a human has to sit there. Someone on my team has to sit there. I don't outsource that because only some of them can understand me. And goes through and gets all the questions out of that session and puts times beside each of them. So we just got to leave the team enough time to do that. It's normally 2 to 3 days, and then you'll see them up in the portal. So all the replays are in there. Next question. It's from. Oh, good, Kim. Oh, good. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I'm like 10 questions behind. We'll just get on to them. Get you sorted. Okay, Amber submitted a question. Sorry, I've got food in my mouth. I hope you can't hear me doing that. I had a Skype call with someone once who ate a full bowl of soup while we're on the Skype call with a really high-end headset thing on, so I could hear everything. Her headset was like here, so I could hear all of her chewing and all of her swallowing, and it was a big bowl of soup, and she was slurping, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it was such a long hour. So I hope I'm not doing that to you. Okay. Amber, makeup artist. Cool. I've created an inspirational documentary about what it takes to become one. Awesome. We had a sold out premiere in January, and we're now booking an 8-city screening event tour. Sweet. I'm having trouble with finding a lead magnet for this. Totally. I'm wondering what the end goal is for these people. I'm having trouble. Just a second. Okay. I would like to start workshops, seminars, and online trainings. Awesome. It's a good industry. Adam's just unpacking in the background. Oh no, he's rolling on his roller. 6'6" man needs to roll on his roller and crack his back every day. We probably all should be doing that. Workshops, seminars, and online trainings. Good. And I would be doing, yes, these would be great face-to-face, but online seminars, watch me in over the next 3 to 4 weeks in particular and look at some of the things that I'm doing in being able to do workshops online as well, so that you can reach more people and not exclude people who aren't in that geographical region too, because they work really well as well. But as you know, workshops are amazing and definitely something that I highly recommend. So all of that looks great. You've kind of, before you do your lead magnet, you've really got to figure out which one of those you're doing and build the funnel, because your lead magnet's going to lead into that. If you're doing a face-to-face workshop, you don't need a lead magnet. You just focus on filling up a live event, a workshop funnel. If you're doing a membership funnel, well, then you need to either decide whether you're going to go through workshops, whether you're going to go through like through face-to-face workshops to sell them, that they do, whether you're going to go through lead magnets and downloadables to do that. Or if you're selling online courses, you might want to do a mini self-liquidating funnel. So you need to kind of figure out what that end product's going to be, make that call, because your lead magnet's going to dictate, going to be dictated by that. So totally, you feel like you've kind of hit a roll as to what you can give away. That's because you don't know how you're monetizing this right now. So if you're going to monetize this through workshops, awesome. Do the workshop and you don't actually need a lead magnet. The workshop registration kind of is the lead magnet. If you decide, no, I'm going to do low price products online, cool. That's a self-liquidating funnel. So you'll have a free lead magnet through to which is like a mini course or something like that, which is like a little instructional or something really simple for free. You'd then have a low price product somewhere around the $37 mark, and then you'd go up to $97, $197, something around that mark. If you're wanting to sell a membership, you probably go through a $1 trial, right? So there's a few different options for you. You won't be able to determine your lead magnet until you determine your end product. So you might be jumping ahead a little bit, I reckon, in that case. Don't freak out. Once you figure out your funnel, the lead magnet's much easier to determine. Candice, welcome. She submitted a question. Thank you for being so amazing. You're welcome. What a gem. Candice, here it is. Okay, she's dealing with some abandoned cart things at the moment with her store layout. No, maybe it's her ClickFunnels store. Okay, cool. So I'm just having a look. Good job. So she launched her funnel. So first they get some free templates. I remember this one. And she's getting, one second, that's converting at 36%. So the first thing she's giving away is her lead magnet, right? Which is, in her case, free template guide. Awesome. Templates work really well online. 36%, usually only in kind of more business-based markets. 36%, good. Happy with that, tick. Don't leave that, don't touch that page. Next page is, let me just look at the vision of it. Oh, you've given me a link, good job. Copy. Next page, she's getting 60, no, that number's actually not accurate in ClickFunnels in the sense that they look at all emails captured. So the main thing with this is that she's got 43 people. Yeah, that would be about right. 43 get through to the next page, but only 3 have purchased. Yeah. So let me just pull up that page and see if I can offer you any tips on that. So what are we looking at on the purchase page then? 3 divided by 43 equals 7%. So we want to get that closer to 25, 30. I'd like to see. So I'm just going to have a quick look at this page. Oh, she's done a really good job with the video. I'm very impressed. She's doing a really good job. You can't see she's reading. It's good. So cool. She's so good on camera. Awesome. Oh, she's so good. Oh, I'm so proud of her. Okay. Cool. So she's used my. No, I remember seeing this page. Yeah, I just hadn't watched the full video. I don't think it was on there. Maybe last time I looked. I think you were still doing it. You were, I think. Let me just test this. Oh, I know. Hold on 1 second. Yep. You know what I'm going to ask you to do? I want you to take the video. So I'm just going to share this with everyone. Can I share this with everyone? Oh, I'm very close on the screen. I just realized that. Okay. Share, present to everyone. Okay. So with this bit here, what I want you to do is, this is all looking good at the top. I did a test with this recently, and it's going to get annoying. I'm just going to move this. I hate that kaleidoscope thing that it does. Let's move it across. I tested this recently, and I found that I moved the video just because when people drag down, right, they click on that button and come down to here to put in their credit card payment, their details for that $1. I actually ended up finding that and I just want you to try this to be so easy for you to do. You literally just click and drag and let people run through it for another 2 or 3 days and see how that goes. When they drag this video, when I drag it down to here, and the countdown timer below that, it worked better. And I think I put this $1 over to this side. So I had, this came up at the beginning. I had the grey and the white above it. Then down below it, I had the headline, watch this video first. Watch this video first. I had the video here and the countdown timer below the video. And then below that, I pushed all of this text below that. Just because when they come here, oh, no. I lied. That was the worst converting page. I just remembered. That was the worst converting page. I just remembered the principle for that. It was better to have the, no, you did this. Yeah, it was better to have the credit card form lower on the page. You're right. You've done this right. So I wonder what it is then. Video's good. Button works. Credit card form looks good. How good's all this stuff, guys? Pretty happy with it. She's testing it $1 to make sure it works. Page before is really congruent. It's like a directly relatable offer to, it's like time-saving templates, which makes complete sense. And her take-up is 7% on the next product, which is low. A lot of my girls are getting 25 to 30 is definitely what I would like to see. Let me have a think on this one. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head the thing that I would tweak to try and increase these results. I mean, I'm not going to do it now because I'm sharing my screen, but I would just make sure you've definitely tested this on a mobile and a desktop to make sure that that's not an actual problem with the form, with people not being able to put their credit cards in on that. I know that I once had that where I hadn't set up my product properly in ClickFunnels and spent heaps of money on the page and didn't convert and got really, really frustrated because I'd tried the same page on something else and then I realized the product wasn't hooked up. And that's why people couldn't pay me. But if you've already got a couple, I'm assuming you've already tested this page. It's suggesting that they're not wanting the offer. It's not necessarily suggesting that they don't like what's inside and that that's not the next best step for them, but it's suggesting that the way that we're talking about it at the top isn't quite connecting. It may be as simple as a little video script tweak. Not simple, but you know, because I know this page converts. I've used this page quite a bit. So I know this page layout converts and a lot of the girls have been using this and having good success. I like your copy. You're great on camera. It's got nothing to do with that. I think the message just mustn't be connecting. So I'm just going to have a watch of this video. Let me just write that down. Watch of this video and give you some tips, because we did that recently. I did that recently with someone. And got them to say things not that differently, but just a little bit differently in the way they positioned it and the urgency that they put around it, and it increased sales. So it could just be something as simple as that. Let me have a look at it, because all the obvious things are there on the page. Yeah, let me have a look at that video a little bit more. I don't want to make everyone listen to it, because that's, I don't know, I don't like listening to myself. So I can imagine you probably don't want us all listening to you. But I'll have a listen to that in a second, as soon as this is finished, and try and get some more feedback to you on some tips. Okay. Good. I'm glad, Kate. You're welcome, Kim. Good, good. Svenja, your question. Nope, sorry. The next one was Sheena, and then Svenja. Sheena, have you used Campaigner? What are your thoughts on Campaigner versus MailChimp? No, I haven't. It's not very popular because I've used a lot of them. Never heard of Campaigner, and I've probably used over 100 of them. I'll just go Campaigner email marketing, and we'll have a look at their website. I'll just do a quick review for you now and tell you how it compares. Ugh. If their website's anything to go by, it's not very it's going to be quite advanced to use. So MailChimp's definitely going to be easier. You can tell straight away. I always know that before I even go into the system. The website gives me a really good idea. Just the features drop down, having like 24 different options to drop down from is, yeah, pretty intense. And it means it's feature rich, but it also means there's a heck of a lot to learn, which for a lot of people is a bit intimidating. Yeah, their case studies are interesting. I don't even know where to start with the features, because they're also, it's just, I mean, email workflows is good. Engagement scoring is next level, and a lot more than what MailChimp does, but not many people use that properly anyway, so it usually doesn't really help a business. Email workflows is good. Triggered communication. Yeah. Yeah, I think it stops and starts nurtures, which works. It integrates with, yeah, just double check if you've got any stores or anything that you're integrating it with. It probably won't work. Oh, price point, it's really expensive. Oh no, it just was showing me the best value price points of it. So price point, it's more than MailChimp, but probably double MailChimp, nothing like ridiculously crazy. Yeah, it's not horrific. Does it do a free trial? I'd do a free trial. From what I'm seeing on the website navigation and how intense the website is to use, I'm already feeling a bit tired using the website, and just how it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different pricing structures. That in itself is really confusing to determine which is the right one for you. I mean, I know it's based on contacts, but be able to compare the features between each of them. So I would probably look at the free trial and make that call yourself, but I would expect navigation to be a little bit tricky in this one. Pricing doesn't rule it out. Connections definitely will. I don't know if this integrates with ClickFunnels or Leadpages. So if you're using a landing page builder, it needs to connect with whichever landing page builder you're using. So I don't know if it will connect with those. It's always worth checking those first, because that may rule it out. And features, yes, it has all the core features that you'll need, and it just definitely has more than MailChimp does. But yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing enough to give it a go, but I think you'll find it a lot harder to use. If you're already using it, keep using it because you're used to it, and the change will be probably harder and not worth it. But if you haven't started using it yet, you may find it a bit of tricky on the uptake if you're using this system for the first time. If you're currently in it, stay in it. It's fine for that. Svenja, your question is asking, Svr, not on that list. Let me just check my other list. S for Svenja. There you are. Okay, so your question. Can you please have a look at and review my Facebook ad attached and let me know what you think of the photo? Sure. Oh, dang it. I answered this last week. Sorry, Svenja. You mustn't have got an email from me. No, we definitely sent you an email letting you know that we answered this last week. I actually did a full review on it. So jump into last week's office hours. Towards the end, I answered it for you. So last week's office hours, go to the end of the office hours because I definitely did this one and gave you feedback on it. So I did quite a big analysis of this one and of the different questions, the different images that you had. Yeah, quite a full one. So go check that one out. It was towards the end of last week's office hours. Cool. Maria, thanks for all your help. You're welcome. Do you mind if we do a flip chart for a Facebook ad or a homepage video similar to yours? I'm guessing you're meaning those flip boards, like not a flip chart. If you want to use a flip chart, that's fine. I don't usually use those in videos. The flip cards, I mean, you can if you want, but yeah, I was talking about this before and earlier. It worked really well in my space because at the time it was kind of a trending thing and I managed to do a really, really good take of it. But for most people, they don't work very well because there's quite a few things at play. The script has to be insanely good. Your expressions have to be really good. And I kind of just hit it the first time I did it and I haven't been able to recreate it. So I've just left it because it worked so well. But they've kind of had their day now. You'll see I don't use it much anywhere at all anymore. So you in most cases now have better success talking to camera. That was just a thing like 2 years ago that was quite successful, and it's still working now for me because it was such a good script that I put a lot of time into writing. But a lot of the time they don't have the impact people want them to have. Cool, Laura. Yep, totally. We've got a lot of girls in that space, so just follow through the program and with the focus on the online store and you'll be good to go. Yeah, just take it step by step. Start at module 1, go through and do all of the worksheets as you're working through the program, and it'll all make sense. Cool. Jen. Do I think it will work if I have a self-liquidating funnel and I offer a 5-part video series, and for the lead magnet they get the first one free, but then for the first offering at $37 or something around that mark, they get the following 4 to make it a complete training? Could, and then after that she can sell through the email list. She can be selling them into her $495 program. Don't sell on the thank you page to $495. Like you know how in a self-liquidating funnel you've got lead magnet. I don't know, go this way. You've got lead magnet, then you've got low-end product around the $37 mark, then you've got higher-end product. It's on between $97 and $197 mark. Don't go up to $495 in that funnel. It's too much on a funnel landing page. You have to build up a lot more trust and sell that via email. So get a lower priced version of that program for the advanced, like that, like higher price point, so it can sit somewhere between $97 and $197. Now, in terms of what that offer is, usually they need to be, all these offers need to be really congruent but they normally have to have value on their own as well. So it doesn't feel too salesy or too gotcha, can't do anything with that until you get the next part. So it should always add and enhance to what's come before it, but not be unusable without it, if that's even a word. Unusable, not sure. At the end of the day, it doesn't really depend on how they need to be all connected, but that's not the core focus. It's whether your training and your problem and your message is solving a problem that people have. So yes, that could work if you are connecting with your market and you're giving them something that they really, really want. So I tend to find they work better as standalones in my experience. I've never found a situation where that would work so well for me to package it up in that way and have them that closely linked to each other. But for example, my self-liquidating, which I'm just about to relaunch and put a lot of traffic into that again, so that I can show you some results from that. It's it kind of this activity works really well, and you can get results in this way with this particular activity. You can do it even better when you get the next one, and then everyone who does that one really well always wants to get that next step up, which is if you're doing if you're teaching on video, then doing the script's really, really important, but they always want to know how to film and record their video, and then they want to know how to get their video out there. They're kind of got to be natural progressions and natural steps that people find go congruently together. But I wouldn't make it so that they can't achieve one thing without getting the next, because people start dropping out because it'll be a little bit frustrating. I hope that helps. Cool, Suzanne. So welcome, Suzanne. You're in week 1. Beautiful. She has a petting zoo. So it's not an online program. It's obviously an offline program. Totally fine. Those kind of event-based businesses. That was my first business, not a petting zoo, but an event-based business. And particularly in your space, I'm assuming you're dealing with mums for parties and things, schools, charities, local groups, those kinds of, local events, councils. So easy to get in front of those people. And such a great thing to have recurring, like we used to have in those kinds of spaces. You can literally just have so much recurring business, and people book you 1 year and then book you the next year. And you'd be consistently at, talking with P's and C's, school fairs and fates, things like that. Or P's and C's, they're called in New South Wales. Parents and PNF, parents and friends, they're called in Tasmania. In the US, they're called whatever those mothers groups are called. They're always, the focus of comedy films, whatever the mums groups are called that organise the fairs and the fates at schools. So great market to be in, really easy to find these guys. They need something at their event. They're looking for some form of entertainment. You just have to be the right pick. So it's not a, do I need this or not? It's, I need something. Are you the right choice for me? So they've usually got budget there that they're willing to allocate towards it. So it's a decision around, is this the right fit, rather than will you invest in anything? What lead magnet do I reckon would be best to draw people into this funnel? This is a good one. So she has a Facebook page. Cool. Once people come in, they love it and they always come back, but we find it hard to get people through the door. In your case, I want you to do something around, if you're finding that a lot of the events that you're doing, which I'm guessing a lot of them are, it depends on the niche you're in, but if they're around anything to do with fundraising, give it, like you're working with charities, councils, P's and C's, anything like that, giving away some sort of fundraising manual to show, the 6 steps that every fundraising event has to take to maximise opportunities to raise funds at their own community events. Really, really powerful. If you're focusing only on birthdays and things like that, you could go straight to the inquiry from Facebook. So website conversions campaign, if you're dealing with schools, charities, community groups, anything like that, go through a fundraising guide and go directly into, from a fundraising guide, they put their email on the first page. On the thank you page, you invite them to request a quote. And they, on the first page, they put their email in. On the second page, they put first name, last name, email, phone. If you're doing parties or things that are more consumer based rather than B2B, you're going kind of direct to market, you're going direct to mums or residential kind of spaces. And then just go straight to first name, last name, email, phone. And it's a free, no obligation custom quote is kind of the way that you position that. So they can find out all the details, get their questions answered, discover the range of beautiful animals, and get a custom quote. No obligation, just continue to say that word in the ad and in the on the landing page. Also be aware that you've got to use urgency, and you've got really easy urgency in the sense that your calendar books out. You've only got so many animals and so many setups that you can do at any one time. So calendar books out, spots are limited, you know, and we always say spring season closing soon, you know, summer season filling fast, closing soon. Those kinds of urgencies is really important. Next question. No worries. Cool. Oh, that was last week. Oh, there's a new question. Sorry, Svenja. Oops. You've sent me another question. I didn't see another question. Let me have a look. Let me just sort it again. Sorry, did someone not delete that properly? Oh, you put a space in before the S, so it like puts it in after Z. That's why. And it's got a backslash in your name as well. So it didn't quite pick up in my search. Okay, I'm thinking of setting up a homepage on ClickFunnels instead of WordPress, mainly for time at the moment because I just want to get things live. Good job, massive imperfect action, totally fine. There are some great homepages you can use in ClickFunnels to get the ball rolling and just get something up. So you can use a landing page for your homepage, one of the longer form landing pages. Is there anything to consider and how does that work? Do I just use any of the templates? Are there anything you would recommend and what are the drawbacks? If you're doing workshops, use your kind of event registration page as your homepage. If you're doing anything else, grab one of the longer, more detailed landing pages. It's an authority piece, your website, there's not as much focus on conversions as there is a landing page. So finding one that portrays your brand well, looks nice and professional, and is a longer style. So normally it's got, you know, it might have like feature points or it might have testimonials, or it's got a little bit more on it in most cases. A bit more of a detailed page usually works best. I was going to say one other thing to that. And then you can get the WordPress plugin. So you can set up your website like normal, get free WordPress set up on your website. It's totally free. Don't let people charge you for the WordPress software. So get your WordPress website set up on your domain. Then there's a plugin for ClickFunnels. So a WordPress plugin for ClickFunnels. So you can actually kind of do a lot of this by yourself, or you could just get one of, you know, Anna or one of my guys to do it for you. They're in the Doers book under web design and they're super speedy. Get those guys to do it for you if you wish, and it will just take them like a couple of hours to set it up for you, which is like, I don't know, probably $30 to set it up. Get them to put the ClickFunnels plugin on, or you can do it yourself. And that basically means that that site will talk directly to ClickFunnels. So it'll just say, which page would you like to choose? And you say the ClickFunnels homepage version 1 or whatever you made. Great. And it will say, how do you want it displayed? And you can choose, I want this to be my homepage. So then it will sit it on your root domain, which means you don't need any / after it. It's just gracelever.com. It's not / homepage, right? So it's gracelever.com. It will let you choose if you want to sit on your homepage or if you want it just to be another page in your website. So you can do a lot of that. It's very easy. That just means in the future you can update your homepage yourself. It's just so doable to use and just super cheap compared to getting a full website set up. They're my tips on that. Another question from Therese is relating to workshops. What type of visa did you get from running workshops in the US? Great question. Didn't end up running workshops in the US. And now I wouldn't do them on the scale that I did them in Australia because of the visas at the moment and how incredibly tight it is to get one. We basically do business at that level. If you contact the US Embassy in Australia, give them a call. We started going down this route until we realised that I was way too burned out because I'd done a lot here in Australia and I needed a bit of a break. And then the business just kind of took off, and so we didn't end up getting over there for doing days. But call the US Embassy in Australia. You have to, this is also why it was a bit of a drag. Every team members who's going, from what we were told, with the type of visa that we needed, had to go and have a face-to-face interview in Sydney. Not at any location, but just in Sydney, which makes it a bit of a drag. If you live in Sydney, that's probably quite an easy thing to do, but because we lived in Adelaide and we wanted to take 5 or so team members over with us, then that kind of just didn't work financially. We were going to be so out of pocket before we even left the country to get everyone over there and have the interviews. So that kind of just didn't work out in our favour. But yeah, that's where I got to. It's a special type of visa. We did a lot of research online and talking with the embassy, and then ended up getting some paperwork and having to go over and book in a face-to-face interview for each team member. That was back then. This isn't a policy. I haven't read it recently, but I imagine a lot's changed with the latest administration. So I would definitely look into that. I know I had to get different visas this time coming into the US. Wasn't that hard, but I hope that helps. Next question is from, cool, I've got 2 questions left and I've got minus 6 minutes left, but because I was 9 minutes late, we're going to do another 3. You can head off if you need to go. Cool. So Heidi, just checking last week's office hours, did you answer a question about my Facebook and landing pages? I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'll have to have a look for you. Who was that again? Heidi. I'm not sure. This might be another Heidi. I just answered one of your questions before, Heidi, but I reckon this is another Heidi, if that's what you're saying. You're not in there. Are you in here? Yes, then in that case, it would have been answered in the session. Or you, if you haven't received an email, it would have been answered in the session. If you have received an email, we might have answered it after, because it's not in this section here. If you can't find the answer, just let us know in the portal and we'll be able to help you out. Just submit it. Next question is from, no, I think that was it. Oh, Gentry, yes. Guys, too, if you're in a future office hours, always just ask me to check the portal for your question. Don't wait till the end hoping that I'll answer it, because you're in here live and I've got, 70 questions to answer. As soon as you get in, just tell me, hey, Grace, I've sent you a question in the portal, and so that I answer you in order. So it's not like you have to wait to the end if you've put it through to the portal. G. There's yours. Gentry, your question about your Facebook audience. So a plant-based holistic nutritionist. Have trouble narrowing it down because my audience could potentially be anyone. My dream, not true, but we could all say that, right? My dream clients are mums who are struggling with their weight and their health. So they've still got certain interests, right? And there's still people that are not your ideal target market that are really interested in pharmaceutical drugs and those kinds of solutions to the problems. And there are other people that are really interested in natural plant-based. Like it's such a different market, your market, compared to a lot of other people. There's a very much a niche that you can focus on. You're welcome on the Facebook training. I would definitely be going towards personalities in the health and wellness space. So people like Don Tolman, people like Sandra Cabot, people like all those kinds of people that are in that health and wellness space as personalities. So think authors, think any TV shows around health and wellness, that kind of thing. I'd also probably be targeting people that have certain eating intolerances, because a lot of that is linked, like they're usually very aware of nutrition and holistic foods and things like that. So I'd be trying audiences with interests such as gluten-free, maybe even going vegan, organic, words like that, organic food, things like that. The only other thing I'd think about would be brands. Are there brands that people buy, as in, like, could it be a Blackmores thing? People that are buying, you may not think that they're natural drugs. I totally get that. But people that are turning towards the more natural options in the chemist. So would it be Blackmores or Swiss multivitamins, or I'm in Australia, these are Australian brands. I think they're global, but I'm not sure on that. But thinking of local brands that the people that you tend to work with have used or have tried. So food-related intolerances or lifestyle diet choices, brands or personalities is the way that I'd be proceeding with that. Yeah. You can usually figure out personalities by looking at in the cookbook section, or those kinds of spaces, those, sugar-free diets, things like that will tend to be people who are interested and respectful of your space and your profession. Okay, awesome. So I hope that helps, guys. That was, whose question was that? G for Gentry. Cool. I'll just make sure that I note that we've helped you with that one. I hope those help. I'm going to leave you to your evening or your afternoon, or wherever you are, your late morning. And yeah, keep on plugging away. I will be back in here next week. I hope that's helped, and we can keep you moving through and keep you on track. I've loved seeing particularly Facebook results coming out recently, and a lot of you are going to really love the training, the new version of the training as well, which will really help in the Doing Academy to wrap your head around a few more of these things conceptually and strategically. So I'm excited to show you that. I will let you get back to it. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a great afternoon, guys, or an evening, and I'll talk to you all really soon. See ya. See you in the Facebook group too. Bye.